Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Denise, and with me to present is 32Soft's sensational solutions architect, Olena Stepovic. So let's jump right into some very quick housekeeping. So that is it for housekeeping. I told you it was quick. Let's welcome back Olena, whose breadth and depth of experience has been described with these very terms. Let me transition us now over.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming to today's webinar. Today I want to show how you can build achievable production schedule in QED based on available materials, production capacity, and labor resources. These are the challenging times for manufacturing industry. Pandemic is shaking the global economy and situation has worsened in the last few months. Labor and material shortages cause manufacturing delays. Customers started more frequently change their orders, which causes companies to make changes to their manufacturing schedules. These changes are then passed to suppliers who may not have an efficient way of processing order changes or face logistic delays in delivering or expediting materials. For the manufacturing business, the person in the middle of this is a production scheduler, who need to create an achievable production schedule and be able to quickly adjust it based on the changing requirements or reduced resources. Scheduler will need a real-time, accurate information about existing or upcoming shortages to make good and timely planning decisions, and a tool to quickly make the required changes. One of such tools could be 32Soft Production Planner. It is fully integrated into QED, does not require any QED customizations, provides scheduler with information about materials, capacity, and labor shortages, and allows to quickly adjust the schedule based on the resources availability. Production Planner has an Excel interface very familiar and loved by production schedulers. QED Production Schedule can be effortlessly downloaded into Excel based on the range of selection criteria by clicking on Download button. First, connection through Production Planner to QED database will require user ID and password to ensure user is authorized to maintain schedule in QED. If authorization is successful, production schedule or list of work orders will be downloaded into Excel. There are various details available to the scheduler for each work order, such as due dates, work order statuses, received and open quantities. Changes to the customer demands, for example, increased or decreased, are visible through MRP action messages and MRP reports. Available are QED MRP summary report and MRP detail report. This is a real-time information that shows sources and details of manufacturing order demands. It can be used to modify work order status, open quantity, or due date. Scheduler can also use Excel capabilities such as filters, formulas, cross-references to link production schedule with other relevant information available in Excel format. One of the key features of Production Planner is its ability to identify and show existing and projected component shortages. First, it identifies required components quantities and their required dates. Then it compares them with projected available quantities on hand on those dates. And finally, assigns projected component availability work order statuses. These statuses are displayed in a separate component shortages column for each work order and can be either OK, planned, or short. OK indicates that component required by work order are available. Plan that components are very likely to be available because either purchase order or release subassembly order exist. And short status indicates that at least one of the work order components is or will not be available in time. Scheduler can modify work order due dates based on component availability dates. Detailed information about required work order components is available on a separate tab. Here there is an information about component, whether it's purchased or manufactured, the date it is required, work order that requires this component, quantity required, projected available quantity, current quantity on hand, and order quantity. Scheduler can see how a component will be consumed, quantities in open orders, and what are the scheduled due dates for these orders. For purchase components, these are pure due dates. And for manufacturing components, these are due dates of the scheduled work orders. The logic on when to consider component planned and when flag it as short, as well as what components should be excluded from the availability check, can be adjusted. For example, you may want to exclude your floor stock items or treat open PO with past due date as missed shipments. When using for scheduled planned or ordered component quantities, scheduler relies on the accuracy of the due dates and safety stock in QED. So it's important that this information is accurate and updated in a timely manner. We have several tools that can help QED users from other departments quickly and efficiently maintain and update this information in QED and provide scheduler with accurate and real-time data. Another feature of Production Planner is the ability to run schedule simulation without modifying data in QED. If, for example, component availability delays show projected shortages and require changes to production schedule, scheduler can try multiple simulation scenarios before making actual changes to the work orders that will affect other departments and processes. Simulation mode allows modifying work orders' due dates, statuses, quantities, and sequences, adding new orders or putting existing work orders on hold, and then running component availability simulation check with this new information. Let me make some changes to the work orders I have. And I will add a couple of new work orders that I plan to add to my schedule. Set the due date. Assign temporary numbers just to be able to distinguish them from the rest of the work orders. The statuses. And now I will run the simulation. When recalculated component availability statuses show that simulated changes allowed to achieve the desired outcome, work order changes can be uploaded into QED. I marked for update the work order I modified, so I can easily find them. And I see that one work order status can be changed. The rest remain short. I can go into work order components detail tab to further analyze what's causing those shortages, or I commit my changes into QED. Let's pretend that I'm satisfied with simulation scenario and I want to upload my work orders into QED. I want QED assign number to this new work orders. I will click on upload, and if work order update was successful, means no errors found in the data I sent to QED, the list of work orders will be displayed. The simulation logic and built-in work order maintenance interface allow to maintain accurate and achievable production schedule based on components availability. In addition to analyzing production schedule for projected components availability, the schedule can be also analyzed for capacity and labor availability. For each work order, Production Planner identifies required operations and labor hours, compares them with projected available hours at each work center, and then assigns projected capacity availability work order statuses. Detailed information about all required and available work center capacity is displayed on a separate capacity report tab. It will show labor hours required by each work order on each date and work center and reveal projected shortages. Required labor for each work order is calculated based on the work order routings. Available hours for work center capacity are based on scheduled work hours from the shop floor calendar. Accuracy of projected capacity and labor's availability or shortages depends on the accuracy of the routings and shop floor calendars in QED. There are standard QED functions available to maintain this information, but we also have tools that make routings and shop floor calendar maintenance fast and easy through Excel, with minimal time required, all to achieve accurate and attainable production schedule. When maintaining required information for available capacity in QED is not always feasible, for example, work order runtime information available in QED could be an approximation, the production planning tool allows to use other data sources. For example, quantities of each work order can show scheduler the required capacity. If work center daily production output, for example, is 100 pieces, scheduler will be able to see when and where scheduled orders may cause capacity overload without using runtime hours from QED. This information can be taken directly from the capacity report by reviewing scheduled quantities on each date and work center, or by analyzing the graph representation of the production schedule. This view, to some extent, can compensate for accuracy of routings and shop floor calendar in QED. Each bar on this view represents work order operation and its approximate duration. It shows information about open quantity, due date, work order number, and part number. Additional real-time information can be queried from QED for each work order, such as MRP details, MRP messages, work order details, or item inventory report. Scheduler can review the graph to identify potential work centers overload and then make changes to the corresponding work order due dates. Let me show you how this change works. I will upload the change into QED. We'll refresh my schedule in Excel just to make sure it has the latest changes. We'll rerun capacity report and we'll regenerate the graph. And this is the work order that we have modified due date for. As you can see, Production Planner tool allows quickly and efficiently update production schedule in QED. Sometimes scheduler has to work around the fact that accurate capacity and labor information may not be available in QED, or scheduled production is based on a general production line capacity as opposed to individual work centers, or identify required labor based on the production line's load. Another schedule graph view can be helpful with this. This production schedule view takes the downloaded order details and shows how long scheduled orders will need to run to produce required quantity based on production line capacity, when they need to start to meet the required due dates, how busy production line will be, and what dates new orders can be placed on, and any potential toolings and setup conflicts. For example, different items may require the same tool or piece of equipment at the different production lines, or paint color change at the work order sent may require changes to work order due dates or sequences to minimize the changeover time. All these changes will be highlighted on the graph view. With this visualized production schedule, it's easier to identify active production lines and determine how many workers are needed on each line for each shift and date. When there are labor constraints, this schedule graph view makes it easier to spot critical areas and update production schedule to make it achievable. It also allows to plan labor numbers for the coming weeks. All this functionality allows scheduler to maintain accurate and attainable production schedule. And when it comes to creating new scheduled work orders, there is no easier tool. New scheduled work orders can be created by approving planned orders generated by MRP. After performing work order analysis for components and capacity availability, work order statuses can be changed from planned to firm. Let me pick some of my planned work orders. Let's say I want to approve firm. I can click on upload. Or new work orders can be created in QED through Excel interface. Their details can be entered manually or copy-pasted from some external data source. So it can be done either like this. Need quantity, status, and create update yes. Or I can copy my new work orders from the external data source. I have just a quick sample here. Now I can click on upload, and if there is no errors in the data I submitted to QED, new work orders will be created. I updated just 4 work orders, but hundreds of orders can be uploaded or modified in QED this way with just a click of a button. Also, work order comments can be updated with relevant information and serve as a communication tool. Modify the comment, say update to this work order, and this ready to start. We can update those details in QED. And now if a refresh schedule is downloaded, updated comments are there. As you can see, the production planning tool can significantly simplify production scheduling process. It provides scheduler with real-time information in a convenient format, allows to identify changes, quickly make the adjustments based on resources availability, and maintain an accurate and achievable production schedule. 32Soft data loader technology allows you to safely and efficiently exchange data between QED and Excel-based spreadsheets. It gives you greater visibility of your data and more control and ease of data management. Our data loaders work on-premise, on cloud, and with all QED versions. In addition to Production Planner here at 32Soft, we have many other easy-to-use solutions that are either directly linked to achieving an attainable production schedule, such as routings or shop floor calendar maintenance, or can significantly improve other processes. For example, the Workbench is a brilliantly simple tool that helps efficiently and massively generate POs and PO changes and quickly transmit them to your suppliers. It will positively affect your entire supply chain and your customer satisfaction, increase your purchasing efficiency, and saves thousands of labor hours. Item site planning data maintenance works with 147 and 1417 QED menus to help you manage your materials planning parameters with greater ease and control for more efficient and accurate planning. Safety Stock Data Loader makes it easy to monitor, review, analyze, and manage safety stock levels and their trends using real-time QED data. And there are many more. Now I will be happy to answer your questions. I will pass control to Denise. She knows how all these control buttons in the GoToWebinar to work. If you do not have questions now, or will be watching recording of this webinar that we post on our website, please feel free to send us your questions via email. You can also request a demo of our production planner or other data loader from your specific schedule and process perspective. We will be happy to do this for you, no strings attached. Denise, it's all yours now.
Training. We are asked rather often if we train, and we do. We've had more than 665 trainees among more than 23 custom sessions. So if you need any training assistance, whether individual or group, and for any level of proficiency, of course, just let us know and we'll get the training conversation started. Upcoming webinars. Here is a look at our upcoming schedule. Next month, Don Lindsay returns with Balancing Inventory and Customer Need with DRP. And then we kick off 2022 with using QAD tools to manage recalls. And that's on January 19th, I believe it is. We hope you are able to join us for both of those. And I also have a sneak peek for you at some of the additional topics Don is working on. Validation requirements, schemas, configured items, fixed assets, and of course, much, much more ahead in 2022. Our goal always is to help your organization optimize operations. And as Elena had said last month, there is always a way to improve, enhance, and simplify, and save on costs and resources while doing it. And as we know, that's how we improve efficiency, by doing better what is already being done. And let me just check for questions. And we do not have any questions, Olena. Did we cover everything we needed to today?
Yeah, I think I did. As usual, we do our demos from the general perspective. Pieces of information we hear from the customers, we try to include into the demonstration. But when it comes to specific process, it's usually or often very different. So as I mentioned, again, feel free to ask us question or order demo just for your company. The only thing required on your side is time, and we'll do our best to answer your questions. And I think the next month's webinar will be really important. Dawn will be presenting the DRP functionality in QED. Distribution orders is currently used by many QED users, so it will be an interesting topic. And we are working on a new tool for distribution order workbench. So please join next month's webinar, ask Dawn questions, give us some idea what kind of issues you are going through. We would really appreciate that. And thanks everyone for your time today.
Yes, thank you so much, Elena, as always. And thank you everyone here today. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. So from all of us at 32Soft, have a fabulous day. Take care. Bye-bye.